São Cristóvão. This place is bursting with history, culture, and some seriously impressive architecture. So, put on your explorer hats, guys, because we're about to dive deep into the world of São Francisco Square and uncover what makes it so special. Imagine stepping onto cobblestone streets, the sound of your footsteps echoing through centuries past. The air is thick with history, a blend of Portuguese colonial charm and vibrant Brazilian culture. Founded way back in the 17th century, this square has seen it all. From being a bustling marketplace to witnessing key moments in Brazilian history, it's like a living, breathing museum. Today, the square is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, a testament to its enduring legacy. So, buckle up as we journey back in time to uncover the secrets and stories hidden within the heart of São Francisco Square. Now, to really understand the significance of São Francisco Square, we got to rewind the clock back to the 17th century. Picture this. Brazil is under Portuguese rule, and they're establishing new settlements all over the place. That's when São Cristóvão came into being. It was one of the first capitals of the Sergipe estate, you know. Back then, life revolved around the church and the square. And in São Cristóvão, that meant the São Francisco Church and the square right in front of it, which eventually became known as São Francisco Square. It quickly became the heart of the city. The square became a silent witness to the city's growth, its struggles, and its triumphs. So, when you walk on those cobblestones today, remember, you're walking on history, guys! As São Cristóvão grew in importance, so did São Francisco Square. It became a symbol of the city's status and wealth. Rich colonial buildings with their intricate balconies and colorful facades started popping up around the square. These architectural marvels, influenced by Portuguese styles but with a distinct Brazilian flair, still stand today, transporting us back to the era of colonial grandeur. The square became a hub of social and economic activity. Markets bustled with vendors selling everything from exotic spices to handcrafted goods. But São Francisco Square wasn't just about prosperity and celebrations. Through it all, São Francisco Square remained a constant, a silent observer of history unfolding, a testament to the resilience and spirit of the Brazilian people. Now, even though São Cristóvão isn't the capital of Sergipe anymore, that title went to Aracaju in 1855. São Francisco Square hasn't lost its charm one bit. It's like time slows down when you enter this space. Look closely, and you'll notice the details. The worn-out cobblestones, each one telling a silent story of the countless feet that have walked over them. Imagine the conversations that took place under the shade of the trees, the laughter of children playing, the clinking of glasses in the taverns. You just have to close your eyes and listen to the whispers of the past. All right, let's talk architecture, guys. São Francisco Square isn't just a pretty face. It's an architectural marvel, a harmonious blend of styles that reflects the cultural influences that have shaped Brazil. Imagine Portuguese colonial architecture, but with a unique Brazilian twist. You see, when the Portuguese arrived in Brazil, they brought their architectural styles with them. But they also had to adapt to the climate and the available materials. This fusion of European styles with local techniques gave birth to a unique architectural language, and you can see it all over São Francisco Square. The buildings, with their colorful facades, terracotta roofs, and ornate balconies, are a testament to this blend. It's like stepping into a living postcard, guys. Now let's zoom in on some of the architectural gems that grace São Francisco Square. First up, we have the star of the show, the São Francisco Church. Built in the 18th century, it's a masterpiece of Portuguese Baroque architecture. The intricate details on its facade are mind-blowing. You've got ornate carvings, statues of saints, and those iconic blue and white Portuguese azulejos tiles. But the church is just the tip of the iceberg. Surrounding the square are two-story colonial buildings, each with its own story to tell. Look closely, and you'll notice the intricate ironwork on the balconies, the carved wooden doors, and the weathered stone walls. And don't miss the fountain in the center of the square. Now, I know what you're thinking. Some of these buildings look a little worse for wear, right? But that's the thing about São Francisco Square. Its beauty lies in its imperfections. The peeling paint, the chipped stone, the faded colors. They're not flaws, guys. They're badges of honor, testaments to the passage of time and the enduring spirit of this place. Think of it like this. Every crack in the wall, every worn-out cobblestone tells a story. And the best part, these imperfections give the square a sense of authenticity, a raw beauty that's hard to find in our modern polished world. So, when you walk through São Francisco Square, don't just look at the buildings, guys, feel them. All right, guys, let's talk about what makes São Francisco Square truly special. Its soul. See, it's not just about the history or the architecture, though those are pretty awesome, right? It's about the people, the culture, the vibe. This square is alive, pulsating with an energy that's contagious. Even today, São Francisco Square is the heart of São Cristóvão. It's where locals come to hang out, to catch up with friends, to soak in the atmosphere. Remember, guys, travel isn't just about seeing the sights. It's about experiencing the culture. Now, one of the coolest things about São Francisco Square is that it's a melting pot of traditions. Over the centuries, different cultures have left their mark on this place, creating a rich tapestry of customs and celebrations that continues to this day. You see, Brazil has a complex history shaped by indigenous cultures, European colonization, and African influences. And all these influences have converged in São Francisco Square, blending together to create something truly unique. Take, for example, the Festa de São Francisco, the Feast of Saint Francis, which takes place every October. It's a huge deal here, guys, a blend of religious devotion and cultural celebration. Now, the thing about São Francisco Square is that it's not a museum. It's a living, breathing entity, constantly evolving while still holding on to its roots. The people here are fiercely proud of their heritage, and they're dedicated to preserving it for future generations. You see, being recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site isn't just an honor, guys. It's a responsibility. It means actively protecting the square and its surroundings, ensuring that future generations can experience the magic of this place. Restoration projects are underway to preserve the historic buildings, and there's a real sense of community ownership. People here understand the importance of preserving their heritage. Now, guys, you don't just get a UNESCO World Heritage Site tag for looking pretty. It's a big deal. It means São Francisco Square isn't just a local treasure, it's a global one. We're talking recognition from the big leagues, the United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization. So why São Francisco Square, you ask? Well, this place ticked all the right boxes. Remember that unique blend of Portuguese and Brazilian architecture we talked about? UNESCO sure thought it was special. They called it an outstanding example of colonial architecture in Brazil. Basically, it's like a perfectly preserved time capsule, showcasing the architectural styles and urban planning of that era. And with that came recognition, investment, and a renewed sense of pride in their heritage. Now, getting the UNESCO title is like winning an Oscar, but the real work starts after the ceremony, right? It comes with a huge responsibility, to protect and preserve the site for generations to come. Think of it like this. São Francisco Square isn't just a place, it's a legacy. It's our duty to make sure it stays as awesome for our kids and grandkids as it is for us. So, what's being done, you ask? Well, the Brazilian government, along with local organizations, has been working hard to keep São Francisco Square in tip-top shape. We're talking serious restoration projects, guys. They've been carefully restoring the historic buildings, making sure they're structurally sound, while preserving their original charm. But it's not just about fixing what's broken, it's also about preventing future damage. They've implemented stricter rules about construction and development around the square to maintain its historical integrity. You know, no building a skyscraper right next to the church. And here's the best part. They're involving the local community in these efforts. After all, who knows the place better than the people who live and breathe it every day? Local artisans are being trained in traditional building techniques, ensuring these skills are passed down to the next generation. It's like a win-win situation, preserving both the place and its cultural heritage. So, what does the future hold for São Francisco Square? With the UNESCO World Heritage status and the ongoing preservation efforts, things are looking bright, guys. This place is all set to continue captivating visitors for generations to come. Imagine strolling through the square 100 years from now. The buildings might be a little more weathered, the cobblestones a little smoother, but the soul of the place, the energy, the history, that's going to remain unchanged. That's the beauty of places like this. They transcend time. But it's not just about tourism, guys. São Francisco Square is a reminder of the importance of preserving our history, our culture, our stories. It's a testament to the enduring power of human creativity and the importance of safeguarding our shared heritage. So, when you visit São Francisco Square, and I highly recommend you do, take a moment to appreciate what this place represents. A legacy of resilience, a testament to human endeavor, and a symbol of hope for a future where history and progress can coexist. It's a reminder that even in our fast-paced world, some things are worth preserving, cherishing, and passing down to future generations. So guys, there you have it. São Francisco Square in all its glory. We've gone from its humble beginnings as a colonial marketplace to its current status as a global icon. We've seen how history, architecture, and culture intertwine to create a place that's both beautiful and meaningful. If you're looking for an off-the-beaten-path travel destination that's packed with history, culture, and charm, São Francisco Square should be right up there on your list. Trust me, this place has something for everyone. History buff? Check. Architecture enthusiast? Double check. Culture vulture? Triple check. Even if you're just looking for a cool place to chill, soak in the atmosphere, and grab some delicious street food, São Francisco Square has got you covered. Remember, travel is all about experiencing something new, something different, something that stays with you long after you've unpacked your bags. And São Francisco Square? This place gets under your skin, guys. It's an experience you won't forget. But here's the thing about São Francisco Square. It's more than just a pretty place to take selfies. It's a living, breathing testament to the power of human connection. For centuries, this square has been a gathering place, a melting pot of cultures, a stage for life itself. Think about it, guys. The same cobblestones you walk on today were walked on by merchants, slaves, revolutionaries, artists, dreamers, people from all walks of life, each leaving their own mark on this place. And that's what makes it so special. It's a reminder that despite our differences, we all share a common humanity. We all laugh, we all cry, we all dream, and we all leave our mark on the world in our own way. So, the next time you're planning a trip, skip the usual tourist traps and head somewhere with soul. Head somewhere like São Francisco Square, where you can walk in the footsteps of history, feel the pulse of a vibrant culture, and connect with something bigger than yourself. And hey, if you do make it there, Be sure to drop me a comment and let me know what you think. Until then, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep the travel bug alive. Peace out.